Drier than normal February has led to increasing drought conditions across the state, so we could certainly use some rainfall. Now, you'll notice drought more significant east and west of Baton Rouge. For Metro Baton Rouge, we're kind of in the clear as of right now, but that's where burn bans have been, kind of up along the Texas-Louisiana border, and then also for a few parishes to our east. So drought conditions, kind of one of the elements we're monitoring in terms of the impact of fire spread risk. And so with a limited chance of rain in the forecast, we're probably going to continue to deal with that in the coming weeks. Now, you'll notice here with Futurecast how we're going to track that southerly wind flow returning to our forecast. It's going to prompt a warming trend, also prompt some moisture return, and we could squeeze out a few showers as we see our next trigger. That next trigger is going to be a cold front that's going to approach from the north to the south as we get into Thursday into Friday. So you'll notice for Thursday morning, still pretty quiet weather. Thursday afternoon, a few isolated to scattered showers are possible, but there's the front, and that front's going to start to move down towards the south as we get into Friday morning. So the latest run of the high-resolution European model shows a line, or kind of a broken line, of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms kind of rolling through southeast Louisiana during the Friday morning hours, and then by Friday afternoon, Friday evening, front is already through. We're starting to see that northerly wind flow return, so a slight cool down expected and that drier air returning as well. Closer look at this kind of time frame for Futurecast. We're going to start you out with the graph model here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, so you can see how things are fairly dry. A couple of isolated showers beginning to form here as we go Thursday evening, and then here comes that broken line of showers and storms as it rolls on in during the early morning hours on Friday. Then it sweeps all the way through, and by the time we get towards late morning hours, starting to trend drier and maybe starting to see a clear out as we move deeper into the day as well. So not a lot of rainfall with this next rain event. As you can see, most of our forecast points here registering less than 1/4 of an inch of rainfall, and some even less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. So this isn't going to do much to help with local drought conditions all across South Louisiana. Again, one of the bigger impact areas kind of up here towards Alexandria and then deeper down here towards New Orleans. And you can see even there, not a lot of rainfall falling in those spots. The other weather issue we're going to be watching in the next couple of days is going to be the breeze. We're expecting winds to pick up once again as we go late tonight into tomorrow specifically. So you can see by tomorrow afternoon, a steady southerly wind flow, and it's going to be downright windy with some wind gusts in the 20-mile-per-hour range. It gets even higher as we go into Thursday afternoon as we await the arrival of that cold front that's going to be to our north. So a tight pressure gradient expected to form, and you can see those wind gusts could potentially get into the 30-mile-per-hour range on Thursday. The good news is behind this front, once the front moves through and we see that change in wind direction, we're not going to be dealing with as gusty of winds as we saw with this last front after it moved through. Keep in mind, remember how gusty the winds were on Sunday after the front had passed this past weekend? That's not going to be the case with this next front. So cold to start this morning. Freezing temperatures dipping as far south as Houma this morning, and you can see those 20s for Macomb as well as Hammond. But we've got a warming trend heading our way in the coming days, and you can see how morning lows far cry from the freezing temperatures we're going to be experiencing in the days ahead. Still kind of cool, if not chilly, for tomorrow morning, so maybe the light jacket for the kiddos at the morning bus stop, but 60s and 50s for the rest of the week and into the early part of next week. Our next front not going to deliver a huge change in temperature. It's only going to knock temperatures down about 5 to 10 degrees as we go into next week. So there's the cold pocket of air bypassing us towards the northeast, and then we get another cold pocket of air that's going to be tied to our front that's going to be arriving, so it just kind of stays to our north. We're going to be in a very stagnant weather pattern, it looks like, in the coming days, so not much temperature fluctuation expected within our next 7 days. As you'll notice here, that warming trend continues to be steady as we head into tomorrow, and then it kind of stabilizes with those daytime highs in the 70s and 80s and those morning starts in the 50s and 60s.